So I got my cheat sheet because there were so many losses in the top 25 last week.
It's been like that sporadically all year, and the numbers kind of bear that out. I mean, it's been amazing, and I think it speaks to the parity around the country. Not just
is this the NFL? Is this the NFL parity?
Not just parity in college basketball around the country, but also in quote unquote style of play. If you run up against a team that your style of, where two different style of play come head to head, it may or may not be to your advantage depending on the kind of defense that you got. So I think you're seeing all those little subtleties playing out around the country.
And those losses, 5 out of 8 out of the top 25 losses?
There were 5 after Gonzaga and Virginia, they're 1-2.
Okay. 5
of the next 8 teams in the top 10
lost.
And 11 overall in the top 25 lost.
And then last week, you said something 128 losses?
There's 128, think about it. At the end of the week, the top 25, last week's top 25, at the end of the week, there were 128 losses by those top 25 teams, which averages out to more than 5 per team, which goes back to my original point, parity, style of play. You're also seeing injuries come into play. You're also seeing coaching, everything. I mean, it's even more, and I know you're a football guy, but even more than football, the grind of the season is so much. Mm-hmm. And mentally and physically, there's such a wear and tear that, and I know for a fact, I've covered the Big Ten, a lot of Big East, obviously the MAC, and a lot of mid-majors. Consistently, players tell me they can't wait until they're out of conference play and out of conference tournament play.
It's a grind.
It's a grind. That's why you see teams just kind of exhale in the NCAA tournament, because now they're not playing teams that know them anymore. Right. That know all their moves, that know all their plays. Now they're actually out playing again. I'm going to play so-and-so, and they don't know. They say he's quick, but they don't know how quick.
They don't know how quick.
They say he's big, but they don't know how big.
Until you see him in person.
Until you right next beside him and you go, oh, man.
Well, let's go some games this week to look out for.
A lot of good
in Ohio.
Around the state.
Around the state. Now, UC, number 21, they're at UCF. UCF upset Houston.
Oh, yeah.
So that's an intriguing game.
They got a really interesting player, Taco Fall.
Taco Falls. That's a great sports name.
Yeah. He's like 7'4", 7 feet 4.
That's a big taco.
Oh, yeah. big guy. But he's pretty good. He's a pretty good player. And obviously at that size with his, he has a good bit of athleticism. He impacts the game. And Cincinnati, as you know, is a grinded physical game. So that's a great matchup. If you can find that one on TV, go watch it. But that's not the only one around the state. There's a couple others.
Yeah, they are. I'll quickly go through them. Ohio State, they're at Northwestern, and they host Wisconsin.
Well,
2 wins there.
Yeah,
2 wins there.
Well, they got, again, one of my pet peeves is the committee says we select teams, not conferences. But if that's the case, then they should know that if you're picking a team that gets a big win at home in conference play, it's not the same as on the road.
Right.
So, but Ohio State got one of those last week with Iowa. All right, and now all of a sudden they're in, which we've said all along they were in. But
right.
Now they're probably definitely in, and they get a chance to solidify that with a win Saturday against Wisconsin, also at home. What they can't do is put themselves in jeopardy with a trap game loss at Northwestern. And they got some issues. They got the big boy is out with the team suspension. I forget his name. The center, Wesson.
Okay.
Yeah, he's out now. They haven't said for sure how long he's out. Mm-hmm. So if he's still out going to Northwestern, that's a dicey game. And again, to lose that, and then even if you come back and win in Wisconsin, when it gets down to the end of the season and conference tournament plays, and some of these mid-majors, all of a sudden you get some conference and teams that were or leagues that were expecting one, all of a sudden they have two. Now you got to start taking from somewhere. Ohio State could put themselves in jeopardy with a loss at Northwestern. And then, of course, we got Xavier, too.
Yeah,
right?
we do. We got Xavier. They're at Butler, and they host St. John's. Now, Xavier at one point lost 6 straight.
They lost 6 straight.
Now they've won 5 straight.
Now they've won 5. They got to keep winning. But they're in a league, the Big East. They already got a quality win at St. John's. They got St. John's coming to them, I think, in another week. Kind of like Ohio State. Butler's a little bit down. They can't afford to lose to Butler. They got to keep winning. If they can get that win streak up to 7, 6, 7, 8, or 7, 8, 9, I should say, they got a chance to sneak in as an at-large out of the Big East.